Hey, so I just want to show you real quick with the webcam what you can do. I'm going to make it bigger. So maybe I want to explain a concept to people. I want them to see me a little bit more. And so they focus on me and not on the background, right? And then maybe when I'm done with this, I want to kick it back down to the corner, make myself small again. The video is so important, I think, if we're doing blended learning or online learning. So you see who is presenting to you. I really think that's important. I made my whole claim on being an adequate teacher at all on building relationships with students, and it's incredibly difficult online to build relationships over a bunch of emails. So showing video, having the messy background, right? This is what my basement looks like, I think means a lot. So if you don't want the video on, you can take it off while you're explaining something, and then you can bring it back, right? So that's cool too. I like that. I'm going to hide this focus mouse. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump over to the recording part of your recordings of Screencastify. So I'm going to click on the little extension. I'm going to go to the hamburger menu, and I'm going to go into my recordings. There's some other really cool stuff here, like the editor, which is only available in the unlimited version. So I'm actually not going to touch on that. Classroom resources can be really helpful. I've looked at a bunch of those. Most of my ideas come from that. But for now, I'm just going to go into my recordings, okay? When I jump into my recordings, I'm going to see everything that I've made in the past, right? Holy cow, I've got a lot of stuff. Used to be limited on recordings. You aren't anymore. You're just limited to the five minutes. So let's say I wanted to do something with this recording. All right. So the first thing is it's going to default as being muted, but I can crop this out, the ends of this, if I need to trim it, right? And that's a free feature. So let's say at the end of the video, you're kind of fumbling your way through the end, and then you want to just get rid of that last 10 seconds. Don't restart the whole video for 10 seconds, right? You can trim it. So just trim the end off. That'll be good. Another thing that I love, I'm actually going to hide myself here for a little bit, is this shareable link stuff. All right, so right now my video is private, but I can change the sharing permissions in my Google Drive, because that's where a Screencastify video saves, right here. And then if I change it, like let's say I go unlisted, so only people with the link can see this. All right, so I'm going to copy this link right now. That link's copied to my clipboard. All I have to do is right click and click paste or Control V anywhere I need to, right? In a Google Doc, in a feedback for a student, and some comments that I'm making for a student, maybe in an email, maybe I'm posting this to my colleagues, showing them something, but I've got that link now just saved right there. It's so powerful, right? Another cool thing is if you go into more options here under share and then add more share options, you're going to see some app smash. So Screencastify has been working with some other companies to be able to integrate their products straight into Screencastify without having to go through another hoop, right? Which is really cool. So I've turned on Edpuzzle and Wakelet. If I want to, I can just click on that and upload that video straight into my Edpuzzle, which is really cool. Of course, sharing to Google Classroom is super powerful. Publishing to YouTube. If you're a pretty savvy person, you can embed this into your website differently than just sharing a video link. So that's pretty cool too. The download feature, I don't want anybody to sleep on either. I personally love the animated GIF right here. Animated GIF. So if I'm making a quick tutorial for people and I'm putting it in a Google Doc, I can't insert a video. I have to insert a link to a video, which sends them to another document or sends them to another file. I don't want to do that. I just want something to play for them. So I use a GIF. So a GIF is coded as an image file. I don't know all the nuts and bolts, but it's not a video. It's technically an image with a bunch of images put together, right? Graphic interchange format. That's what it's called. And so you can export anything as a GIF, and then you can insert that as an image. So like in a Google Doc, in a Google Slide, right? It's really cool. You can put it on an email if you wanted to. So if you're doing a little tutorial or something, you didn't need word or you didn't need sound, right? Because a GIF doesn't have sound. But if you didn't need sound, then you could export as a GIF. The audio feature is really cool too. The audio feature you can use maybe like podcasting, right? So let's say your kids are just recording their screen or recording themselves, making a podcast. Well, if they needed just the audio at the end, they could just export the audio straight out. So you don't need some other software to make a podcast. You can just do it straight through Screencastify. right? And I love how easy it is for kids to use too, right? If you just copy the shareable link, and let's say I want a kid to submit something to me, all I have to show them is show more options, make sure I can find it, right? So set it to whatever you want to tell your students, tell them to copy it, tell them to paste it wherever you need them to paste it, and boom, you're done, right? If I needed to, I can view it on Drive. Screencastify creates a folder in your Google Drive, right? So this is just going to show me the actual file. But if I wanted to, I could go look at that folder in Google Drive as well. Don't delete that folder. You can move it around into other places, but don't delete it. And you can set the sharing permissions from Google Drive as well.